Greetings and salutations from beautiful West Palm Beach, Florida. Burr, 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 burr. Welcome back to my channel. So hot off the heels of the release of the Darkstar Double Chuck 70, Rick Owens and Converse have combined again to deliver us another one of the monsters, the Turbowpn, this time in Pelican black and cloud white. Now, unfortunately, you will not get the pleasure of seeing my beautiful face today, as I wanted to get this video out as soon as possible for you guys. Much like the last video we did for the Double Darkstar, we're going to cover a few of the features and show you how they look on feet as well as with a few different pant types. So I'm not going to bury the lead. Let's get right into it. Now, once again, it's going to come in that big ass box we know and love with the custom Rick Owens branding right on the top of the box. Now, just like the Double Darks, I picked up the US 9.5 or the European 43. Once again, I do not know why this is a 43, as technically in any of my mainline Ricks, 43 is always a US 10. Now, unlike the Double Darks, I don't have as much room. These fit perfect. This is also not my first Turbowpn. This is actually my third one. Now, moving in and taking a closer look at the shoes themselves, they come in a buttery soft leather. Feels actually a little nicer than any of my other Turbowpns. Beyond that, most of the features remain the same. The biggest difference with this one is this brand new light gray leather upper. Now, if I'm being completely honest with you, I was going to initially skip these as I thought they were actually more of an off-white color, but upon seeing them in person at the Rick Owens store, I was way more interested in these than I initially thought I would be. It's still gonna have our normal identifying features, the custom tags on the tongue, the extended tongue, the extra set of laces, one monochromatic gray and one black. It does have the black color blocking on the side of the shoe there, as well as inside of the custom star on the side. It's also going to feature that stacked sole that the Turbowpn is known for in that egret or off-white color. It's just obviously nailing all of the Rick Owens staples that we know and love. Now, while I have you here on this beautiful rooftop, would you consider clicking that subscribe button for me? Now, taking a closer look at them on foot, like I said, these do fit perfect. Unlike the Double Dark, I do not have any additional room. They are not slipping off my feet. They fit really, really well. The shoe themselves are quite heavy. I'm going to be completely honest with you. They are kind of tanks, but they are comfortable on your feet. They feel almost like clouds. It's actually a very weird juxtaposition with the shoe being as heavy as it is, but also feeling so comfortable on foot. So now let's take a look at a few of the bottoms that I decided to pair with these. For the first set, I went with my Rick Owens and Champion Dolphin boxers. These are my go-tos for pretty much anything. They have the perfect cut, the perfect feel. The nylon is really light, and I think they pair really, really well with this Turbowpn in general, but it looks great with this light gray and that little pop of black. Now, jumping into the next pair, these are from Barrett. They are a baggy cargo pant. Now, these are actually maybe 2 or 3 sizes bigger than I actually need, but I don't mind it so much as they are very, very comfortable. I also love the fact that they have a cuff at the bottom that has a latching system that lets you taper them up a little bit more depending on your taste. Also, they feature big ass cargo pockets on the side and a really heavyweight cotton. They sit perfectly over top of the Turbowpn and really add a lot of nice contrast to the pants. Now, next up, it's from Ksubi, my employer. This is a women's pant. It is called the Straight Up Cargo. And what I love about these is not just the slim to skinny fit on them, but the zipper at the bottom. Now, that gap between the zipper and the pant actually had a piece of fabric in between it that I didn't like, so I cut it out. And I'm really glad that I did, because I think it creates a more interesting look, especially over the top of the Turbowpn. It looks almost like a flare, but not really. It slightly covers the tongue, but it's peeking out. It's just the perfect bottom for this particular shoe. Funny thing is, I actually sold a pair of those today because I was wearing them with these shoes. Now, moving on to our next bottom, of course, we had to bring another pair of Rick pants in, this time the Rick Owens organic cotton drawstring trousers. These are simple, they're lightweight, they have some big pockets on the back, they're slightly cropped so they lay nicely over top of the Turbowpn. You really get a sense of the full shoe. I personally like it with the tongue covered up. It's just a me thing, but you can definitely try to tuck the tongue right behind it. Either way, Rick is always going to pair well with Rick, so it goes without saying. But I do think the color of this particular shoe is way more versatile than it seems on paper. Now, moving on to our last bottom, it is once again from Ksubi and once again from the Ksubi women's section. This time, my favorite opium jeans, the Ksubi Soho in black waxed. Now, of course, as I always say, if there is a platform, there's going to be a flare jean. And this right here, in my opinion, is the perfect flare jean. Now, as you can see, it covers the entire shoe, so you don't get really any of those details, and it's just the sole and the toe box doing the talking. I do, however, really love how that light gray just gives a little pop to that black wax. And that's the surprising thing about these shoes. They are incredibly versatile. This may actually be my favorite Turbowpn so far. Now, if you already have a pair of Turbowpns, do you need these in your life? No, you don't. If you're interested in purchasing these, I don't think they're gonna sell all that well, and I think you may actually be able to wait until they go on sale, much like the clay. Now, the main reason why I think these are not gonna sell very well is the color. You really have a hard time getting a sense of how beautiful the color is. If you have the expendable income and you really want these now, I do highly recommend them. Like I said in the beginning, I did not expect to like them, but I like them a lot. Anyway, I wanted to do a really quick review on these, just in case anybody out there was trying to figure out if they should buy them. Once again, I would maybe wait until they go on sale unless you just really have some money burning a hole in your pocket, but I do recommend them. In fact, they come highly recommended. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to watch one of the other two on the screen. And until next time, peace.